welcome to my first ever English episode on my own podcast, Claire on Air. I'm really nervous. I don't know how to act. I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about today. Probably just going to say hi and tell you guys who I am and what I do. And yeah, I've always wanted to do an episode in English because I'm half Irish. My mom's from Ireland, and a lot of my family is probably listening to this now because they always wanted me to do an English episode, and whenever they see me, they ask me when I'm gonna do one, and this is the first one. So hey guys, how are you? And yeah, I've never I have an English account on TikTok, but and sometimes I do speak English on that account, but I've kind of neglected that account a bit because I'm shy. Like, I'm not really shy, but in that aspect I'm shy, and I really feel like I need to do an episode in English because I want to have interviews on my podcast with English speaking people, and so I thought have to I have to start by myself first. I have to see how I feel while speaking English for a long period of time to you guys. And yeah, there's probably like a lot of my usual fans, not fans, but like listeners listening to this right now. And I don't know if you guys like this, but I have gotten like a lot of requests from you guys for me to speak English and do like an English episode. So this is what I'm doing now. So hi, welcome. And if you are like new to me, then I think I will just tell you who I am. So my name is Jana Claire. As I already mentioned, I'm half German and half Irish. So my mom's from Ireland, my dad's from Germany, and I live in Hamburg, Germany. My mom is from Dublin in Ireland, and I visit there a lot. I used to visit more, like every summer. I used to go there for like a few weeks, and now that I'm older, I have my own things to do, so I can't be present in Ireland for like weeks at a time anymore, but I go whenever I can, and after Christmas I'm always there for a few days, so it's really fun, and I love my family. I love seeing all of them when I'm there, and I love Dublin City, so I always have a lot of fun there. And yeah, that's like not about it, but that's all there is to my language situation. So I grew up in Germany, in Hamburg, but my mom only speaks to me in English, and that's how I learned how to speak English. And I remember when I was a child that I used to mix up both languages. So when I used to speak to my Irish family, I used to mix up like German and English words because I didn't know the difference. And whenever I was in Ireland for a longer period of time and I came back, I used to speak English to my German friends on accident because I just got everything mixed up. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm really nervous right now because I'm also scared of the German community being like, oh my God, her English is so bad. And I can hear the Deutsch. That's what I get a lot as well. But that's totally normal because, first of all, I live in Germany. I've always lived in Germany. I've never lived anywhere else. So German is obviously what I speak the whole time. And even when my mom speaks to me in English, I answer in German because I'm really lazy and it's really annoying of me. And I told her to like tell me whenever I answer in German, but I feel like she's just gotten tired of it, so she just like doesn't care anymore. But yeah, I feel like whenever I'm with my family again, my English gets better, and if I'm not, it just gets worse. So I feel like it's something I have to do more. That's like also a reason why I created my English account, because I wanted to speak English more and be better. But I feel like a lot of people that grew up with two languages can kind of relate that it's like it's fun being able to know like knowing like a different language, but it's also hard to keep it up, if you know what I mean. And a lot of times people are confused why I speak English at home, and I don't really understand the confusion, because whenever someone like speaks Russian or Polish or Turkish or whatever language at home, everyone's like, oh yeah, it makes sense, because like their parents are from somewhere else. And when I speak English in my videos, or someone can hear my mom speaking English in the background of my German videos, then everyone's like, why does your mom speak English? Well, obviously because she's not German. Yeah, sorry for saying the whole time. Nervous, as I said. And yeah, another reason why I created my English account was because, as I said, I want to go more in like to into an international direction, and I want to um well, basically I want people, like international people, to also know me, cuz that's just me. I just like attention. So, makes sense. If you already know me and you know my content and maybe have watched a few of my videos of me actually being in Ireland, then you might know that I have like a really big family, and I have two cousins that are my age, and I have another cousin that is my age as well, and I call her my cousin, but she's my second cousin. And I have a lot of second cousins as well, but like her name is Louise. I love her so much, and Louise, if you're seeing this, hi, how are you? I do count her as like my real cousin. I never say that's my second cousin. I have more second cousins, but I'm just closer to her. And I've made videos with her as well. She's visited me in Hamburg. I went to Leipzig because she was studying there for I think half a year, or maybe a year. I actually don't know. And it was really fun. And she can actually speak a bit of German. And my two other cousins, Emily and Ashling, hi, if you're listening. I don't know if you're going to be listening, but if you are, hey, how are you? Um, Ashling studied in Prague. That's not in Germany, but I did visit her there as well. And I think Emily studied in Oslo for half a year, if that's correct. I'm not sure right now. But they're my age and they also go to college. Emily's done. Emily's a full-on teacher right now, and she's 23. So that's crazy. And yeah, that's just really fun whenever I go to Ireland and see them, and that they were like Ashling was studying in Prague and Louise was in Leipzig, and I visited them. It was really fun. So, yeah, I loved growing up with cousins and seeing them every summer. I didn't see Louise very often, but here and there I did. And they all actually visited me when I was going to school in Germany, and then they went to school with me for like 1 or 2 weeks, which was also crazy. And I I liked it, but it was weird also because what are my cousins doing in my school? But it was fun and I really liked it. And I think they had a good time. I don't think Louise had the best time, but we did like talk about it a bit. I don't really remember that well. But it was fun times. And I feel like that also brought us closer, even though she's my second cousin, and I never saw her that often because she doesn't live in Dublin. Yeah, I asked you guys to ask me some questions in my story, my Instagram story. My name's Yana Claire everywhere, so you can follow me if you want to. And you can also follow my podcast account. There's probably a lot of German episodes online. Like, there's obviously a lot of German episodes online, but they're probably and hopefully will be more English episodes coming. So if you are kind of interested, you can follow me and keep up to date. And hopefully I'll have an international star guest very soon. but I thought I'd just start alone. And if you want more solo episodes of me speaking English and also talking about like different topics, then let me know. Okay? I will start with your question. What is your favorite English accent? So I don't really like American accent, even though I do have one. And I kind of have an American accent because I watch movies in English, like only in English. I hate watching English movies in German because why? If I can understand everything, why would I look at a movie in German? That's stupid. Okay, so my favorite accent is not American. I don't really like it, but I do have that accent. I really like Irish accent, like an Irish accent, of course. I feel like that's my favorite one cuz I'm half Irish. I feel like every time I say I'm half Irish, someone has to take a shot cuz it's getting out of hand. And I do like British accent as well. I do like that. And I'm really good at doing a British accent. I'm just not that good at doing an Irish one. I don't know why. It's really hard for me to do. Okay, do you feel any different talking in English versus German? And what do you prefer? So, I obviously prefer speaking German because I feel more confident because I am so much better at speaking German. But I love speaking English, even though I'm a bit shyer and not as confident. And yes, I do feel different. I just feel like I can't really articulate myself as well as I can in German, which makes sense because I learned German grammar and all of that in school, even though I did learn English grammar in school as well. But just I learned basic grammar, not like more in depth. Yeah. Which city is your favorite city in Ireland? Dublin. I don't think I've been to that many different cities in Ireland, which is kind of sad. I should go more. Um I feel like I should do like a road trip and then I will come back to that question, but for now, it's Dublin. Have you ever considered moving to Ireland? No, never. That answer came so fast, sorry. But I just love Germany. I love Hamburg. Like it's not that I love Germany, it's I love Hamburg so much. And I don't think I could ever move away forever. So I think I will always stay in Hamburg, but if I do move away for like a year, I would consider going to Ireland and staying there, like in Dublin, like in the city. I'd love to live there for a year maybe. And yeah, I think that would actually be really beneficial also for my language, for learning English a little bit more. Do you feel like you have a different personality when you're speaking English? No, not really. I feel like a lot of people when I like post English videos, some people actually did say they like that version of me a bit more cuz they said I sound cooler or I don't know, I articulate myself a little bit cooler, but I don't feel like I'm different. I feel like I'm not that good at making jokes or I'm not that good at um like fighting with my cousins or talking back when someone says something mean to me. I'm not that good at that. So that's a different personality. I get quiet if someone says something mean to me because I don't know what to say. But I feel like I'm the same person cuz but I do get what that person means by asking that question. Do you have any tips for speaking English? Sure. listen to English podcasts. I always listen to Call Her Daddy and Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. Those are my favorite English podcasts. And YouTube videos. I grew up watching Emma Chamberlain as well, and a lot of American, that's why my accent is American influencers, like YouTubers. I just loved watching YouTube, and also watching all movies, films and series in English is really beneficial. And yeah, I was just lucky that my mom spoke to me in English every day, but that's what I heard, that people get better in English when they listen to a lot of English stuff, and you can turn on the subtitles on, I think, YouTube sometimes, but movies and series like nearly all the time. When you were a child, what did you want to be? When I was a child, I always wanted to do something creative, and I always thought about becoming an actress. It's still kind of my dream. And if you've been following this podcast for a bit, I have spoken about it a lot, but I just never do anything for it. I was in a musical school 9 years, and that was like kind of theater. So I was like a theater musical girl, and I just absolutely loved it. And yeah, I always wanted to become an actress, and yeah, so I still kind of want to do that, but I used to really want it like so badly when I was a kid, but it just never worked because I didn't try. So I should try. I might try. I want to do an exchange, but I'm scared. Do you have any ideas how to not be scared? Okay, so I remember my mom asking me when I was younger, when I was still in school. I'm 22, by the way. I'm done with college as well. So I got my degree. I studied digital media and marketing. Um but when I was in school, I remember my mom asking me if I wanted to do an exchange year in Canada or in Ireland, and I said no. I don't want to do it. I don't have any interest in doing it, and yeah, I just don't want to do it. So I never did it. And my mom really wanted me to do it, and now looking back, I feel like I should have done it, but I also don't regret not doing it because my life would be so different now, because I would have had to do an extra year of school in Germany and like repeat a class. And I really, really didn't want to do it. I think that was also a big reason why I said no, because I just wanted to get out of school as fast as I could. And I hated school so much. So I don't totally regret it, but I feel like it's a really, really good opportunity. And I know people that did it and they said it was the best thing ever. But I also know people that did it and they said it wasn't that good. So I feel like it depends on in what family you get sent to. But you can also, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can change families as well as you go. I wouldn't go to an American school just because I just don't like America that much. I might, like, if I were you, I'd choose Canada maybe because like the gun laws and all that stuff. Um, or England or Ireland, obviously. Ireland is like the better choice, but yeah, do it. Why not? I feel like someone told me a few weeks ago that like you should do stuff that you're scared of, cuz like you should always do things that you're scared of, cuz that will help you grow as a person, and I do believe that, and you will come out stronger either way if you had a really good time and if you had a really bad time also. So just do it. And if when you're there, you can't change it. So I think it will be fun, and do it. And yeah. Would you ever film a podcast episode with your mom or dad? I get that question so often. And no, I don't think so. I don't want my parents to be in the public eye. If they really want it, they can. Like, they can ask me. But I don't need my parents being in the public eye, and I'm a very private person when it comes to my parents or my family. Like, I don't like posting like my family. Like, I like posting my cousins that are my age, obviously, and I'm really happy if they want to be in a video of mine. But like my other family, I feel like that it's just not their world, so I don't want to bring them into it if they don't want to. I did do like a few TikToks with my uncle, and it was really fun, and I loved that one. But my parents, it's just different. I don't want to do an episode with them, even though I know it will be like a really good episode with my mom and my dad, like both of them. But my mom especially, she's really good at giving advice, and my dad is like just a dad doing a lot of dad jokes. It would just be super funny. But I don't want to, even though it would be really good content. Any tips on what to do if you struggle with jealousy in a relationship? Okay, so now this is a totally different topic. I just asked people to ask random questions. So, yeah. Jealousy in a relationship. I have been in situations where I was jealous while being in a relationship, obviously. Who hasn't been there? And I do understand when people are jealous in relationships. I don't know the context of your type of jealousy, and I feel like jealousy is usually bad, but I feel like if there's like absolutely no jealousy like at all, I feel like that's also not good. But I'm not a professional. I'm not sure what's actually right and what's wrong. But I feel like the only thing that can help you when you're jealous is communication, and communicating to your partner that you're just a little bit jealous. There's different types of jealousy. Sometimes it's not necessary to be jealous and you're still jealous, like even though like your partner hasn't done anything. But if your partner gives you a reason to be jealous, that's something else. So I'd actually just communicate that you're jealous. And I know that like in the beginning you don't want to show all your crazy. I get it. I totally get it. But at some point, if you feel like you can't bottle it up anymore, you have to tell them and be like, hey, so I noticed, for example, that you and like your best friend Lily, I don't know, it just sounds like a Lily to me. Your best friend Lily and you are really close, and I don't know what I like how to feel about it, but it's like I don't know, I'm like a little bit jealous and blah 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 blah. Like, just tell him how you feel about it, and then if he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that we made you feel that way." And if he answers with, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that you feel that way," or that I made you feel that way, and I'll make sure like from now on that I don't make you feel like that again. Or he's like, how, like, what can I do to make you feel better? And then you both find a solution. That would be like the best case scenario. And if he answers like any different, like, or gets annoyed or whatever, I feel like that's a red flag. And if you communicated that you're, I don't know, that something makes you feel a little bit jealous, and they answer weird, or I don't know, then that's just not the person to be with. I feel like they should make you feel comfortable. And if you have like a jealous personality, that's totally fine. But they have to also kind of get used to it, because that's just you. But also you could work on it. And if it's really bad, get professional help, which is always the way to go if you have a problem. How did it feel growing up with two languages? I touched on that in the beginning, but I can tell you a little bit more. Um, it I don't really know. It was normal for me. So, um, it was fun being the best in English in primary school. That was the best thing ever. But I must say, it was a bit annoying when people started using me as like a vocabulary book, when they were like, what does this mean in English? What does this mean in English? And it makes sense. Like, I do that to like my Russian friends as well. Like Nasty, my best friend Nasty, the girl I also live with, she's half Russian and half Polish. And I do ask her sometimes if there's like a song I'm listening to that is Russian, or if there's like a Polish word I want to know, I ask her what it means. And yeah, I don't mind that. Like, and she doesn't mind that at all. But I'm talking about like in school. It was really annoying. It's not that I didn't want to tell people, I really did, but sometimes I didn't know. And then they were like, how can you not know? Like, you speak English at home. You're basically fluent in English. And how do you not know this word? What does it mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I have to think. But people forget that, like, it's normal not to know every word. I don't know every German word. And people that speak Turkish at home, for example, but German the rest of the day, probably don't know every vocabulary either. And only because English, like, just because English is like the world language doesn't mean that I have to know every word. And I do know that there's a lot of German people that can speak really good English as well. Like my friend Jolina, she's totally German, and like she sings in English, but her English is also perfect, probably better than mine. And she's absolutely fluent, which is crazy. But like, even she probably doesn't know every English word, which is so normal. It's so normal not to know every word, even though you're kind of fluent. So that was kind of a downside, I have to say. But, and I don't like when people comment on my English. I don't like that at all. When people say that my English isn't that good, or that they can't, or that they can hear a German accent. Like, it's probably, like, you probably can hear an accent. That's totally fine. But it's really annoying, because, like, why point out the obvious? Like, I live in Germany, obviously, duh. What language do you dream in, and in what language do you think? So I dream in German and I think in German, but sometimes, like, at a really rare occasion, I dream in German, in English, and it's so weird because I wake up just weirded out. Like, how did that happen? And I actually had a dream once that was in German, but it was my Irish family like speaking to me in German, which was also super weird. But I also had a dream in, like, a few dreams in English where my German friends spoke English to me, which is also weird. I want to know the science behind it and how that works. But yeah, and I think in German. Sometimes if I'm in Ireland for like a really, really, really long time, which is long ago, I start thinking in English, but that just doesn't usually happen. Are you in a good relationship with yourself right now? That's a really good question. I think sometimes. A lot of times, actually. Like, if I'm in a work environment and I'm with other people and I'm at an event or whatever, I feel like I'm in a really good place with myself because I feel like I can handle situations like that really well. But when I'm alone, it's something else. And I feel like sometimes I don't know, I'm just not in the best place right now because I'm just super messy and my room is really messy and it sounds like a really stupid thing to be talking about right now, but that also reflects on my head. So my head is really messy at the moment and I have a lot of things going on and I'm a very stressed person and I feel like my life is really stressful and that is not good for a person that is stressed all the time and that gets stressed really easily. Even like if plans change like for a minute, it's yeah, really annoying. But all in all, I'm happy with me as a person. I like myself, but it's sometimes hard too. Yeah, that is my answer. What movie would you like to live in if you could? Um I've talked about this movie, which I'm going to talk about in a second, like so many times cuz I'm absolutely obsessed with it. That was like the movie of the year for me, like of this year of 2025. Um I really love the movie Call Me by Your Name, and I know it's not the newest movie, but I only heard of it this year. So I only watched it this year and I've watched it so many times and it's my absolute favorite movie ever and I want to live in it and I really do want to live in it. And yeah, that is the best movie ever and if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you should. And I'm really sad that they like didn't do a second part, but I do understand why they didn't do it because of like Army Hammer, but like ugh, that's the best movie ever and it's so beautiful and I really want to go where they filmed it. It's like somewhere in Italy. What's it called again? I don't really know, but I really want to go there. What advice would you give your 14-year-old self? Um I would give her the advice that like it's gonna be fine, obviously, and school is gonna be over sooner than you know, and everything is gonna go uphill from there. And what you are wishing for is totally becoming your reality, and you're gonna be really cool, and you're gonna have really cool friends. So just chill, don't take life too seriously, and do your thing. Don't try to fit in all the time and don't try to wear the coolest clothes because it's not really important and the clothes that you're wearing right now are just not it, even though you're trying to fit in. It's just not cool. And please, oh my god, please like stop drawing on your eyebrows. It looks really bad. Like stop. That's what I'd tell my 14-year-old self. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I was at an event a few days ago and we were in the car. We were like 5 people and 4 of us were influencers and one of them was like a part of like the marketing team for the brand we were with. And she asked us if we want to do social media forever, like how long we want to do it. And like everyone was like, "Oh my god, no, I don't want to do it forever and I hope I don't have to do it forever." And I was like, "Huh." Like first of all, hate I hate talking about my job. I hate talking about my job with my parents. I hate talking about my job with my friends. I hate talking about my job with anyone. I just don't like it. Like anyone that doesn't work with me, I don't like it because I feel like I don't know, it just stresses me out, as I said. And I hate, I don't hate, I just don't like talking about my job, even though it's like with other influencers or with like marketing people, if I'm not directly working with them. Um, but the question came up, and then they were all like, oh God, no, I don't want to do that forever. And their answer kind of stressed me out because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. And they all had plans, and they were like, no, I want to do this. I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to do this for as long as I can. And I do have fun with this, and I have fun with doing social media. And they were like, but like it probably like won't last forever. And I was like, huh. Well, I know a lot of influencers that have been doing this for like over 10 years, which is crazy. And it has lasted for a long time. And they were like, well, but those are like really iconic influencers. And I was like, oh, true. So I actually don't know. So I do want to do this podcast forever. Um, as I said, I kind of want to become an actress as well. I want to interview international people. I want to be known internationally. I want an international career as well. So I actually just I want to be and do so much, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not doing anything for it. I feel like this is like the first time I'm kind of doing something for it because I'm doing an English episode. But yeah, I just don't like talking about work, and I don't like thinking about work in future because I feel like nothing is going to become what I want it to be, and it just stresses me out. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. I might be in a relationship. I might be, oh my God, I might be like engaged, or I hopefully won't have a kid. I really hope that I won't have a kid but in 5 years, cuz I really want to live my life, and I feel like having a kid, not that it ruins your life, but for me it won't make it better for like I feel like in 5 years is too early. I'm 22 right now, and I don't want to have a kid by 27. I want to have a kid in my mid 30s maybe. I don't know. Or I won't have one at all. I'm not sure. Um yeah. I don't know. I feel like it mightn't like maybe nothing will change. Maybe I will literally be the same and I'll do the exact same thing. So, I don't know. What does your family think about you doing social media full time? They absolutely support me so much, and my dad helps me with a lot of my things, a lot of like the financial things that I have to do. So I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, in the beginning they didn't really know what I was doing, and they were kind of also confused cuz I'm the first influencer in the family, which makes sense cuz there weren't any a few years ago, but now that this is actually a real job, they do take it seriously, and they are very encouraging and very cool about it. And now they do get what I'm doing, and they are very, very, very proud of me, which makes me really happy. How do you make new friends? So, I'm very happy with my friends, and all of the friends I have, I'm very thankful for. I actually made a lot of my friends through social media, which is, I feel like not that weird anymore. I feel like a lot of people go through that. Like some people I know that they're best friends through being fans of like a singer because they had like fan pages and they met in a group chat or whatever. I met a lot of my friends, like one friend I met through Instagram because I texted her and I asked her a question about like a video of hers, and now we're really close friends. And then I also met my best friend through a video of me saying, "Hey, who's from Hamburg and wants to like be like in a friendship group, like who wants to be friends, and she texted me, so now we're besties. And yeah, that's a modern way on how to make friends. Um, I also made friends through other friends, and I feel like in Hamburg, it's probably the same everywhere. You know people from when you were younger, and then I don't know how, but it like sometimes just happens that you cross ways. And me and like a friend of mine, which is a really close friend of mine now, knew each other since we were like 14, and we officially just got friends or became friends last year, like the beginning of last year. So it was like also like a coincidence because I saw her like 3 times in 1 week, which has never happened before. Because like we knew each other, but we just weren't friends. Because like we had the same friends in like a period of time, but yeah, we saw each other like 3 or 4 times in 1 week. So it was actually destined to be, and then we got really close. So I actually don't know. I feel like it happens naturally and it comes when you get older. Cause I got my, like, I just had, like, m- my friend group now is so much different from when I went to school. And my actual, I feel like friends for life, I got to know at the end of my teenage years and the beginning of my 20s. So, yeah, if you're younger and you ask that question, it just comes with age, I feel like. Well, that was what happened to me. Some people have friends from when they were like babies, and I feel that's super cool. But if you don't have that, it's totally fine. I have one friend that I've known since birth, I feel like, and that's only because our moms were friends, or our friends are really good friends. And yeah, so just don't stress yourself out because you will make friends when time passes. I don't know if I should move to Hamburg all by myself. Do you have any suggestions where you can connect with people? Okay, so I don't know why you want to move to Hamburg. First of all, super cool. I love Hamburg. Hamburg is the best city in Germany ever. So, it's like I don't feel like you would regret it. And if you're coming here to study, that is the perfect opportunity to find friends. Maybe try to be, if you're like a little bit shy, try to really be open that day, and maybe you initiate a conversation with somebody. And I feel like that's what my friend Isabella said. The person you sit next to in college on the first day is the person that is going to stay with you for the whole time. And maybe try that out. Like if it's your first day, just sit beside someone you think is really cool, and then you might become lifelong friends. um Another thing is, I actually don't really know. Like, if you don't know anyone, maybe consider, and I don't know if that's like a stupid thing, but I don't think it is. I feel like that's actually a really normal thing to do now that we have phones and all that stuff. Maybe look for people online that live in Hamburg. Like, put in the hashtag Hamburg and find people maybe on TikTok that live there, and follow them. And if they find your vibe cool, they'll probably follow you back, or I don't know. And then they can slide up, or you can ask them if you want to meet up. And yeah, I feel like that's a good idea. Or I feel like there are also like dating apps for friends. So you can also download those and see. I think there's one new app actually. What's it called again? Uh I don't know the name, but I feel like it's the same maker, like it's the maker of Be Real. I feel like oh no, I think that's a dating app. Huh. I don't know. But there are friendship apps, and I feel like that is a really good idea. And I feel like I'm saying I feel like too many times, but it's okay because it's my first English episode and I'm kind of nervous. So yeah. Okay, guys, I think that is all for now. I am so happy to have gotten through this without crashing out or being too embarrassed to continue. But I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. And if you want me to do more English episodes, I might do one once a month. I don't know. I want to hear your opinions first before I say anything. But I would love to hear your opinion. And if you're new, you're so totally allowed to follow me. And on my socials, I'm called Yana Claire, YANACLARE. And you can follow me. And my second account on Instagram, not on Instagram, on TikTok is Yana Claire 2, I think. So that is my English account. If you want to follow there, you can do it. And I will be totally happy. Thank you for listening. I love you so much. And see you next week with a new German episode. Bye.